everyone, my name is Nicholas Kaiser. I am a travel CT tech, currently located in Phoenix, Arizona at the Children's Hospital. And I've been a CT tech for just shy of 3 years, been traveling for 2 of those 3, so got my year of experience and just kind of jumped right into it. I've been with Atlas for the past 4 months. I'm on my 2nd contract with them, and I've absolutely loved every second of it. So I was just talking with my recruiter Berkely, who is absolutely phenomenal, and we're pretty close, and I told her that I was going to Jamaica. So that kind of played a factor of when we needed to sign, and she was like, well, we do have this thing called the Atlas Adventure, and she thought it would be a great idea to do it while I was in Jamaica. So she kind of worked with me, and she's actually been to Jamaica, so she had some great recommendations on what to do. There was a group of 6 of us. Most of them were my cousins, but one of them is really close to my age, so me and him were kind of the buddies hanging out. And we went to like an all-inclusive resort, which was a blast, and this Atlas Adventure was our one day of like getting off of the resort and actually seeing what Jamaica looks like. Got on the bus at like 7 in the morning, which was pretty early when you're on island time, but we were on the bus with a few girls who were actually a hoot and a half, and our bus driver, they're going everywhere saying, oh yeah, man, and I was starving, so we actually convinced him to stop and get us some Jamaican patties, which the best way to describe it is almost remind me of like a Hot Pocket. So we got a nice little local cuisine to start our day. So basically we kind of show up at this, it's called Chukka's Adventure, and all of the excursion is just right there. Like they kind of host it all right on the beach. We went horseback riding. I've only been horseback riding like once in my entire life, and I was like 6 years old. So I'm like honestly a little intimidated. It's not something I personally would have just like picked, but it was honestly my favorite thing that we did the day. So they kind of like took us through the jungle, and then after we go through the jungle, we ride them more bareback style into the ocean. And I don't know if you've ever ridden a horse in the ocean, but it's just phenomenal the amount of power they have. And I actually started splashing my tour guide, and he was shrieking, and it was just a good time. We had fun with it. Right after that, it was the ATV ride. They actually had to split up me and my cousin at one point. One of the tour guides had to drive in between us because we were getting a little too rowdy, but it was super fun driving through the jungle, and it just rained, so there was like puddles everywhere. We drove through a river. The trails were actually really cool. So and then after the ATV ride, they ship you off, and then we started getting ready for our zip line tour, which it wasn't like a huge zip line park. I think we went through like 4 or 5 different like platforms. You kind of like climb up this really cool treehouse, but you actually like zip line out into the ocean, or to the platforms in the ocean. And once again, all the tour guys just make you feel super comfortable. They're all super funny, and yeah, that part was, I don't know, like everybody, you can't go wrong ziplining, so. And yeah, I ended up buying a coconut there and learned a lot about coconuts. I took it back to the resort, and they'll chop it up and you can drink the milk out of it, and they'll pour a drink in there for you. So it's kind of a flex that not many people were walking around with coconuts, but yeah, all around. It was super cool to like get out of the resort, and like even the bus ride was nice just to see a little bit more of Jamaica, and the fact that it was so close. We talked to some other people who went on an excursion that was like 4 hours away, and not sure that would have been as fun. So that's where it was nice that like Berkely had been there and able to recommend something that she knew I'd like. So if anybody is thinking about or struggling to think about what they want to do for their Atlas Adventure, if you haven't heard of it, I mean, now is a great time to like start looking. But just kind of talk to your recruiter. They have seen it, and they have some great recommendations. And if you have a trip coming up, that's a great way to kind of elevate your trip. I think it's a super cool thing that this Atlas does. I mean, I was telling other travelers about it, and they're like, what? That's so cool. They were a little bit jealous. So